Hey, my lovely Willow Vibes Tribe members. I am Jessica from Willow Vines Intuitive Vibes, and this is it's a reading, but it's also like, I don't know, a chit chat or an explanation of some kind. I don't really fully know why I wanted to sit down and do this because earlier I was like, I'm not doing any readings or anything right now. I'm just gonna chill, basically. But then I heard you're gonna do one, so I did one. Well, I already did one. It just hasn't uploaded yet. I'm on a different device right now, so I don't know what's gonna go on first and whatever. But um, anyways, it doesn't matter. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're interested in sticking around. If you've been with me for a minute, you're part of my tribe already, and a lot of you have a general idea of, the things that are going on in my world roughly. I just heard there's a lot of confusion, and there is. There's a lot of confusion even with the people that I know personally. But I was told that a lot of the messages were going to be confusing for a reason, because only the right people were supposed to hear the correct messages, and I got the correct messages, and there's three other people that got the correct messages as well. Three. It's like there was two, now there's three. Okay, I know who the other one is. But anyways, it doesn't matter to anyone else who those people are. It was a way for, not for me to validate my intuition and what I do, because I've always believed in myself. I did get a lot of evidence, like, holy crap, what I'm saying is happening and whatever, in different situations, not even just in my own life. But a lot of the things that I have been saying and feeling and whatever, I've been doing at later dates, which is why I was saying what the date was in certain videos. I'd say the date and time, so that if I watched it back, I could be like, okay, I did that the next day or a few days later or whatever. And that was happening just so that I could validate the more serious messages for myself, because I've been torn with things. And Spirit did have me say some things that did hurt some people's feelings. But I was told it had to be said. And there is an understanding to it now. Like, when it comes to my mother and people like that, there was some unresolved things or issues there within me, anyways, that were bothering me. So, some of the things I said, like feeling left out, and, even though she has helped me financially, and I am so thankful for that, I really am, still to this day. And trust me, anyone who has helped me will be helped in return. I swear on everything that's holy. At least everything. I'll do whatever I can in my power. I think she knows that. I think anyone who knows me knows that, anyways. But I don't know. There were some things that bothered me that I did say, but there were some other things, like the dream state stuff and whatever. It was almost like I was prompted to say it because she actually, I think it upset her, but it confused her too. And it was like, well, I need to know why the fuck she say this. But you know what it did? It sent her to my house so that we could talk. And we had a heart to heart and hashed a lot of things out. And there's a better understanding now. And that's what that was meant for. And I didn't know how to explain that to her when she showed up, because I was still kind of recovering from the bullshit that happened. It was the night before. I don't remember dates. I really don't. I have my hospital bracelet, so. The other night, I had gone into the hospital, and I'm going to explain what happened. So, days prior, I was fine. I was driving around and doing my circles and whatever. And all these drives have meaning. And I know my father's higher self was sending me on these trips. My friend's higher self was too, even if he's not aware, because sometimes our higher consciousness will speak to other people, not just me. We just don't understand where the information's coming from. Sometimes we think it's our thoughts and whatever. But I do have visions. I'm just saying, I've got a lot of visions, and they're happening. But anyways, some of these people are aware that they're sending me the messages, while others aren't. They're becoming aware. At least one person's becoming aware. And it's kind of like, wow, and what, and I don't know. Like, that's the feeling you get when you start ascending and waking up, and when you're seeing the magic in life, because it's not like witchy hoodoo voodoo magic. It's just like seeing the beauty around you and realizing that we're not alone, that spirit is always with us, and that signs are everywhere, for not just for bad situations. Oh, there's another orb. But for any situation, they help guide us. But we all have free will, so they can't make us do anything. They can just show us, and then we have to make the choice when we're at the fork in the road, you know. But anyways, those, when I was driving around, it all had purpose. I said that in my other reading, so I'm not gonna repeat it because that will be uploaded at some point. But it was a really great experience, and driving around places that I've never been. Some I have been, but it was a long time ago, and I didn't know where the hell I was going, but I knew where I was going. It's like Jesus take the wheel. Well, he took the wheel. Well, my father took the wheel quite a bit, actually. I'm just saying, because I could totally feel his energy. I'm like, my dad's driving right now. He knows where he's going, and I have no fucking idea where I am. Like, that's what it felt like, anyways. And I always reached my destination, even if it took me a little while. Like, I swear, one of the times it took me 3 tries for one thing, when I wanted to go to my grandfather's grave. And then my last trip down the Kangamangas, and I ended up back at a cemetery in Casco. It's kind of where it all began in a weird way. And it tied into a dream that I had, which I explained. But that was the actual full circle. That was the final circle. And I wrote a poem or a song, and in it says, like, spinning circles or going round and round until they run you in the ground. Stand up, stand tall. It's like, no matter how difficult something gets, keep going. Just keep swimming, keep going, keep fighting. And that's what I've been doing, because I wanted to give up a lot. I've been through a lot. And I don't care if anyone believes me. I really don't. I know what's going on, and it's not just because of spirit. It isn't. It's not just because of my instincts either. It's because of my memories and what the hell's going on. I mean, look at the evidence, look at history, look at the patterns. You know what I mean? And that's what I do too. It's not just all, oh, this is downloaded into my head. Oh, it's not that. I have a very analytical mind, and I can read people well. I can read situations well. And it's almost like the I Spy game. I can see things. Like, some people look at those books or whatever, and they're like, I don't know where the hell this thing is. There's too much going on in here. But I can pick out all the little things, all the little clues. It's like when someone's lying to you, when you listen to their story, there's little spikes. Interrogators know this, they look for this shit. It's within your body language, the way your voice changes. There's all kinds of crap. And yeah, like, that's not down to a science, but if you know someone and you know their mannerisms, or you have a baseline, you can tell when they kind of go off course. You know what I mean? I can do things like that. A lot of people can, where we all know, but we question it because we don't want to believe certain things sometimes, especially when they seem like, oh my gosh, this is wow, this is a lot. But crazier things have happened to people. I've watched a lot of crime shows, I'm just saying, and some people are nuts. They just are. And some people you'd never expect to be a certain way, and they are. And I'm not I'm not really going down that road right this second, but all I'm saying is I'm being prompted to talk about what happened. So, days prior, oh, with the round and round circles and stuff, driving around, the trip that I took, like I said, when I ended up driving through the cemetery, that's my last trip. I'm not driving anymore. I was told that was the final circle. So I'm done driving in circles, apparently. It was fun, and it was a beautiful experience. It really was, with all the signs and stuff. I had a lot of fun, but I have no need to do it anymore. So when I drive it, I actually have a destination now. Or I'm just going to go clear my head, but I won't be driving in circles anymore. Because, I don't know, I feel good. Like today, this right now, the feeling that I'm feeling, my knee's hurting all of a sudden. The feeling that I'm feeling is at peace. I feel at peace. I feel like I've closed out karmic cycles. I've hashed out the past. I've dealt with my own inner demons. I've dealt with other people's demons too, just saying. And I don't care what happens, this way, that way, whatever, because the future isn't written. A lot of the things that come to me are people's thoughts and plans. And I was trying to avoid those from happening because it's like, these are fucking twisted thoughts and plans, you know what I mean? Like, no, nay, you know. We don't want to go there. Another spirit. I love it when orbs show up, when spirit's like, I'm here. Because some people really need that validation. And even when they see it, they don't believe it. Just depends. And if there's anyone who, you just don't believe in this stuff and it's not clicking for you, you think I'm crazy, whatever. It's not meant for you. And maybe someday you'll wake up. If you don't, it's just not part of your journey, and that's totally fine. It really is. Because I'm not sitting here to prove myself. I'm not sitting here to make you believe. I'm just stating what's happened and my journey, basically. Because it's about the journey, it's about the ride. It's not about the final destination, because we all end up in the ground anyways. You know what I mean? That's our final destination. And mine isn't coming for a while. And Spirit's been making damn sure that it isn't, and I've been listening. But anyways, so now I went to the hospital. I thought I was having a heart attack, but leading up to that, days prior, I felt fine. My voice, I lost my voice, and I know why. It's due to some type of medication. Someone's slipping me something, and I know that because I'll take like a couple sips of a drink, or this was before, I'm not doing that anymore. I have my water, and it is not leaving my sight, and that is it. I will not touch anything else until further notice, because since I've been doing that again, I feel better again. It's like patterns. But anyways, I was fine. I even ordered Chinese food and everything. I'm driving around doing whatever, doing my thing. And then the other night I get home and I was locked out of the house, and of course I didn't have my freaking key with me because I didn't bring my purse for some reason. I left it on the bed, and I don't know, like I was just told to, so I did. So I was basically by myself, whatever, and had nothing with me. And that's probably why I was by myself, because I am being listened to through my devices. So that's probably why I left everything here. But anyways, oh yeah. Vehicles, just saying. I had written it down in my book or whatever, that I was like, bang, bang, bang. And there's a couple meanings to that. I did bang on the door. I was knocking at first, and everyone was asleep, or that's what I thought. So then I had to really bang, and I'm like, I gotta get in the fucking house, I said that, and it's in a reading. It's uploaded and everything. And I was thinking of somebody else. No, it was me. I literally did that. So the premonitions I was having and what I wrote down, I did that night that I ended up in the hospital. And I'm like, I didn't think of it at that time. And I got let in the house. And then I went upstairs. I laid down. I was feeling fine. I had an open bottle of water on my nightstand. And I drank some of that, which I had drank some prior to, because I just, if it's in my room, I feel safe with it. But if it's not, I don't. So I don't know, but whatever. That's just what happened. I'm not saying anything else about that. It's just what happened. And then I laid down and I went to sleep because it was like, I think it was like 10:30 or something. And then it was around, I don't know, it was a few hours later because I did fall asleep. I woke up suddenly and my chest started hurting. And I'm like, like what the hell's going on? And all these symptoms started happening. My legs started aching, just my legs. It wasn't anything else. And I'm like, oh, they hurt so bad. Like, it was like a deep muscle ache. And so it was my legs. My hands were going tingly, but not up my arms, just a little fuzzy. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. My head hurt so bad. It felt like it was going to explode, like almost like it was in a vice grip. And it did make my eye feel like it was going to blow out of my head. And I'm like, oh my goodness. It hurt so bad. My jaw hurt. My ears, I kept getting that really, it was like a searing pain. And it felt like it was in my eardrums. And it would go down my neck. And my neck felt swollen. And every now and again, it felt like almost like I wasn't able to breathe, like it was constricting, but then it would release. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I had a really bad cough, but it would only come on at weird times, like sporadically. Like I'd get a chest pain, and then all of a sudden I would grab my arm and be like, my shoulder hurts. And then I'd start coughing this really dry cough. Like I couldn't cough anything out. And it would make me feel like I was suffocating. And I'm like, I think I'm having a heart attack, because those are all heart attack symptoms. But what's fucked up about that too is I've seen multiple doctors. I've seen a cardiologist. I've had a stress test. I've had all these tests done. I've been drug tested multiple times by my own volition. I'm like, do this. And I've had blood tests done. I've had a bunch of tests for my health, and I am perfect, you know? Clean bill of health, nothing's going on with me as far as the doctors can tell. No drugs in my system, but whatever I'm being given is not a routine test. You have to test for it specifically, especially with like the date rape type drugs. But something along those lines, I don't know what it is. I really don't. If I did, I would say test for it. But there's something. It's something. I know it is. It's something. Because like I said, if I take a couple sips off something, I get all like woozy. And this has been going on for a while. And I thought it was spirit at first. Like, oh, they're draining me. No. No, 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 no. I know what it is now. But anyways, I mean, I don't know the exact chemical, but I'm being given something. Because how else do you explain the fact that when I just live off from this and I'm not around and I don't eat the food in the house or anything like that or drink anything else, I'm fine. I get better. It's just kind of weird. And this has happened multiple times to me. It's not just this one time. So anyways, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. And I couldn't talk either. Like, I'm like, because, when you can't breathe, you can't talk, but I don't know. And oh my gosh, my body was so heavy. I couldn't pick my own weight up. I'm like, oh, I'm wicked tired. I'm going to pass out. And I was like, I'm going to die in bed. I'm going to fucking die in bed. So an hour passes because I'm like, calm down, you're okay. Because I wasn't freaking out. I really wasn't, but I was like, is this really happening, So I'm just going, it's okay. And I felt like, this is going to sound weird, but my friend's dad was with me because I heard the snuggle is real. And I'm like, I don't snuggle with anybody. You know what I mean? And I kept hearing, I was freezing my ass off too. I was shaking. I was like this. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. And I was freezing. It was horrible. and I heard fight to stay warm, fight to stay warm. So I turned on my heater and I'm covering up and I'm just like, and I felt someone wrap themselves around me. And I was just like, I'm warm. It was weird. And I knew it was energy. It wasn't a living person. And I'm like, okay. And he kept telling me in my head, it's okay. It's okay. You're going to be okay. And I kept saying it out loud because I'm like, you're okay. You're okay. And it's almost like he was like coaching me through it. Well, that went on for 2 hours and it got worse and worse. And I actually passed out for, I don't know, like 20 minutes or so. Roughly about that. I don't know because I was passed out. I wasn't looking at the clock. Just for a little while. And then I woke up going, like gasping for air, which has happened to me before. And I still couldn't move. And I'm like, So I had said a while ago when I had talked to a friend of mine, which his dad was with me this night, on that night. He's with me all the time. But anyways, I said to him in a message, if I message 911, I'm being serious, send help. So I did that, and I can't remember what he said, but I hit the call button, and I was trying to talk, and it recorded for 8 minutes. It did for 8 minutes. I don't know I was just trying, like, I really need help, and I didn't see the message till the next day that he said, if you really need help, call 911. But I had already said before, because everyone thinks I'm crazy, and this validates it. It really does, because just listen, just fucking wait. It gets better. It gets better. So anyways, because of the whole acid trip bullshit before Christmas and those 911 calls, everyone thinks I'm nuts. And I literally told the cop, I said, I'm never calling again. Never. Because you guys make me feel stupid for calling for help. That's how they made me feel. I got cleared. They sent me to St. Mary's, which is a mental hospital. And the psychiatrist, she goes, why are you even here? You don't belong here. Like, you're perfectly fine. I got evaluated. That was like the 4th doctor that evaluated me. And she said, you're in a bad situation. I don't think you should go home. And I said, my kids are there. I'm going home. Like, sorry. And she said, well, you're doing it against my better judgment, against, whatever. And I was like, yep, I guess I am. So that's why I came back. And, anyways, but everyone still thinks I'm nuts, so I don't even care. It's like, go fuck yourselves. That's how I feel about it. And, so anyways, he never called, but I don't even think it was him. I really don't. I think it was somebody else. Like, it was hacked, basically. I really feel that way. Whether it was or not doesn't matter. If it really was him, maybe he just didn't know what to do, but I don't think it was him. I really don't. Anywho, and then, because I didn't want to call 911 because of that, and I couldn't really talk, so it's like, I can't give you my address, I can't let you in, I can't move, so they can't break into my house, and I was like, I didn't know what to do, so I called my dad. And I was like, I don't really want to call my dad and freak him out, but I don't know what else to do. So I called him, and Diane answered, and then he got on the phone, and I know I freaked him out, and I feel really bad about it, but it was an emergency. I wasn't faking. And they were flustered trying to get a hold of my son, get his number to call him, because I couldn't yell. And I had banged on the wall too. I kept mustering up all my energy to bang, like to punch the wall. I even kicked the wall and I hurt my toe. I kept saying, ow, my toe in readings. That was me, because I legit hurt my toe doing that. But I was trying to make a loud bang to freak someone out to come upstairs. No matter how much banging I did, no one came. So I'm like, this is my last chance. I had my dad on the phone, and it took all the strength I had, all of it, to roll off the bed. Just to roll off the bed. And I literally rolled off the bed and crashed on the floor. I didn't even catch myself because I couldn't. Oh, my rainbow's on. I wasn't on before. But anyways, because I couldn't catch myself. It fucking hurt. It hurt my hip. Ouch, my hip. It's all shit I've said. But anyways, I'm laying on the floor and I'm like, oh, I can't even pick my head up. I can't move. I was like, help me. Just someone help me. And I finally got Logan's attention. And he come upstairs and he sat on the bed. And just was like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, help me. Help me. And I don't know if he was tired or what, but he just sat there. And it's almost like he didn't believe me. I don't think he did. I don't want to cry. Don't make me cry, please. Because this is really me crying, because it really broke my heart. So he's like, I'll go get Dad, his father. So I'm like, whatever, someone needs to call. I need help. So he goes downstairs. Whew. That's not a chest pain. That was a nervous flutter. I don't know why. So he goes down and gets him. He slowly saunters up the stairs and stands over me. Like, it was kind of creepy. No joke. Didn't really say anything. Just stood there. And I'm like, I need help. And he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I think I'm having a heart attack. It took me a while to say that because I could only say one word at a time. And he's just like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm not fucking faking this. Like, I couldn't. It was frustrating and it was scary. I'm just saying. So anyways, he didn't even bring his fucking phone up the first time. So he walks back down the stairs slowly, like waiting for me to die or something. I don't know. And gets his phone, comes back up, takes a minute, and my father's on the phone going, what the fuck's going on? Is someone gonna call? You know, like, what the hell? Because I heard him say something like that. And so my dad was listening to the whole thing, not knowing what the fuck is going on. You know, it's almost like, why is nobody taking this seriously? So I don't know if he questioned if I was faking it or not. I don't think he did, but it was just like, hello, you know, earth to everyone. And then he finally made the call, my kid's dad. And he was so calm, which is weird because the 911 calls that I made back when everyone thought I was nuts, the first one I was panicked in. The second one, I was calm. And I heard, because I'm trained for this. That's not what that is. He was wicked calm on that 911 call because the second call wasn't me. And I even said that, you know, when I was explaining the situation and stuff from before Christmas. That was somebody else that made the call and it was very calm. Well, his phone call was very calm. So calm to the point that they took their sweet ass fucking time anyways. And I found this out after the fact. Because before rescue got to my house, a cop showed up. Why would a cop show up for a cardiac, you know, a cardiac issue or whatever? And it's just because it's my house and whatever was said, I don't fucking know. But apparently I'm a threat. I don't really know what the heck, why. I don't know why. But it's weird. And it was the cop I don't like. It really was. It was that fucking arrogant piece of shit. And I know it because I remember his voice. I didn't even see his face. I'm like, that motherfucker's here. Something fishy with that dude. I don't like him. Something's off with him. I don't even know his name. I really don't, but I know his face. But anyways, he showed up, asked if I was all right. I'm like, no, I need help. And then he's like, rescue's on the way. They were staged up the road, apparently, because my father was listening to the call on the scanner. And they had stopped at the Call of the Wild or whatever, which is an RV place. I keep talking about RVs. Kind of funny, huh? Anyways, well, the EMT, I don't even know what his title is because rescue that shows up, they don't have paramedics on there. They have to call PACE to intercept for serious matters because they can't handle shit, basically. It's the truth. You know, they handle minor things, transports and crap. But if it's serious, they can't handle it because they don't know. But this guy, I've seen him before too. He is an arrogant, yeah, my ear's ringing, an arrogant asshole. Whoever was in that ambulance, I really hope you get fired. I do. Because I'm sorry, but I used to work on the fire department, and it's just common fucking knowledge that you keep your fucking opinions to yourself. You know what I mean? Because I don't have mental issues or anything like that, but even if it's assumed that I do, or if anyone does that make them less of a person? Does that mean that you don't help them? No, because your judgments don't fucking matter. What you think doesn't matter. It's your job to save a life, to do whatever you can do to help someone, not to pass judgment and go, well, it's just a panic attack, when it wasn't. It's just this. Oh, she's nuts. They were saying that in the fucking ambulance. I heard them. Like, oh, we go to this person's house all the time. No, they don't. They did 3 times in a row before Christmas. And I haven't called since. And I didn't even call this time. But they had this preconceived notion of me. And they didn't take care of me. And when I got to the hospital, I mean, I was so frustrated in there. I'm like, you know what? I literally said in my head, I'm like, I hope I code right in front of you, you fuck. Like, that's how pissed I was. And I don't want nothing like that to happen to myself, but it's almost like just to prove a point. That was so rude. So rude. It makes me wonder how many other people you've said that shit to. You know who you are. These people. I don't know if they're connected or if they're just assholes and I'm running into them all, you know what I mean? But whatever. Like I said, I don't even know their names. But I know that guy's voice and I saw his eyes. Something off with him. He's a dick. But anyways, that was mean. And it made me not want to call. And I won't. Like I said, this town's fucked. So anyways, I get to the hospital. They're taking their sweet ass time, blah, 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 whatever. The nurse didn't even hook me up to the EKG machine initially like he should have. They wheeled it in first, and I didn't know the protocols or anything. And I'm just like so out of it, like just kind of like, what the fuck? This hurts. No one's listening, and it's vascular. I kept saying that. I don't have a clogged artery. It's not going to show up on any of that shit anyways. But another nurse had opened the door and was like, oh, you haven't hooked her up to that yet? Like, he should have done it immediately. And he's like, oh, no, I'll do it in a minute. So there was that. There's a delay there. So, and she was kind of like, And I took note of that because I'm like, maybe he should have done that. But anyways, I said it's vascular because whatever this medication is that I'm being given, it causes restriction. And with your arteries, it has something to do with circulation and stuff. I don't know what the fuck it does, but that's what was causing the heart attack symptoms because it was affecting my heart and my lungs, just not in a heart attack way. It was leading up to that because basically, what is it? Is it cardiac arrest when your heart just stops and it's not just a heart attack? It causes something like that where it's just like done once it finally happens. So you're not going to see a heart attack, basically. Like, it's not a heart attack in process. It's, well, we're leading up to this because of whatever's going on in your body, and then boom, you're done. Well, they didn't hook me up to IVs, nothing like that. They tested me for COVID, negative. Tested me for the flu. And then he comes in and goes, oh, you have influenza. That's why your body's aching, and that's why this and that. Just go home, drink plenty of fluids and broth, and you'll be down for a few days. Here's a Theraflu, whatever pill, and goodbye. And I'm like, I don't have the flu. I know I don't have the flu because I've had the flu before, and that will knock you on your ass. But it's never made me feel that way, and it doesn't last for a few hours. Influenza does not last for a few hours because the next day I woke up and I was still groggy, but I felt better. No aches, no pains. I could breathe again because I started drinking water throughout the night and I slept and I kept drinking it. in the morning, and throughout the day I was slowly feeling better and better and better, and that's when I went on the drive and everything. I mean, if I had the flu, would I have gone on that long ass drive? Would I have come home and did the dishes? Would I have made the dog his homemade food? Would I have made dinner? I was gonna say my children. Well, Emma's not here right now, but and eat it, you know? No. I would have been not hungry. I would have been nauseous. Oh, and I didn't have a fever either the entire time. I still don't. So, I don't know why the fuck he diagnosed me with that. But that's not what I have. So, I just wanted to explain that because it's fucking weird. I'm just saying. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. You know? You know when you know. I can't prove anything, but I just know that the health issues that I've been having are not my own. They're medically induced by something or chemically induced. And like I said, I literally, that same morning before this happened, I went to Bridgeton Hospital because I'm like, I'm sorry I'm naming towns. I just don't care anymore. I really don't. I don't live in that town anyways. I hate that fucking town. But I went there. I went to the walk-in clinic because I wanted to talk to a nurse about the SA things, and I wanted a full exam. I wanted an STD check, all that crap. And because I mentioned that, they called the police. And I'm like, fucking shit, I didn't want to deal with this. But the officer I talked to was amazing. Was it Officer Tim? I think it was. I think that was his name. I don't remember. I absolutely love that guy. He was so sweet. He listened to me. He fucking listened to me. And when I explained everything, I'm like, I know that I sound like out of this world right now. And he goes, people have done crazier things. He's like, I'm not saying I don't believe you. He's like, it's not my place. And I'm like, exactly. It's not your place to judge. It's your place to listen. And then if there's evidence to back it up, then he could do something. Or he couldn't. He'd have to transfer it to the retards up here. Sorry, they are. The town I live in, this police department. Anywho, moving on. So they're like, they can't do that at the walk-in clinic. Like, you need to go to the hospital for this. And I'm like, eh. So he drove me there because my blood pressure was through the roof. It actually was through the roof at the hospital too. And I have really good blood pressure. It's usually pretty low. And I don't know, the nurse was like, you shouldn't be driving, is what she told me. I'm like, what? I'm fine. I'm whatever. But it was in my system. I wasn't like, I don't know. But anyways, so he escorted me there, and they did blood work and urinalysis and whatever. But that doctor wasn't, because it didn't happen that day, they weren't going to do the whole spiel, I guess, which really ticked me off because I'm like, I want the workup, just cause, and of course, it was, I don't know, but they did the drug screenings, and I don't know what the hell else they look for in that, but they took my blood and my urine, and then I left, and that was that morning, and then that night I ended up in the hospital. I'm like, what is up with this? So, that was pretty much that day. It's been hell. And my voice had disappeared for a long time. It's coming back. And, I mean, it's way better today. Way, way better. I actually sang a song. I was like, holy shit, I can sing again. My cough still sounds shitty, but the raspiness is a good sign. Because I can breathe. It's not affecting my breathing or anything. It's whatever's in my system's coming out, basically. Which is good. So, regardless of what it is and anything like that, that's literally what happened. That's the truth. That's not spirit sending me a fucking vision. That's no cards. It literally happened. That's what happened. And I fucking called it. I said everything that happened, I said would happen. I was feeling these pains. I was doing these things in readings, and then it was for me, and I had no idea. It was for me. Double tap, target in sight. It was for me. And I did not see that coming. I really didn't. Because I'm like, who is this for? My goodness. Right here. But yeah. So, yeah. Like in the beginning I said, if there's anything that I said to hurt anyone who is not a problem, because if you're a problem I don't really care, to be honest, because you're hurting me and you know it, and I'm not naming names anymore, I'm not doing anything like that. These people know who they are, and soon everybody else will too. So, and that's not because I'm just going to sit here and keep talking, because I'm done talking about it. When I said that, which hasn't uploaded yet, so in my last reading, I said I'm not talking about this negative bullshit anymore, because it's going to get resolved. Everything, all the information's out. I don't need to talk about it anymore. So we're moving forward because we've wrapped up these cycles. Tornado. I'm the lightning. You're the thunder. Only certain people understand that. The rainbow turned off again. It's like on, off, on, off. What the shit? Is it off? I can't tell. No, it's still on. Yep. It's still on. It's faded because it's so bright outside. That's kind of cool, actually. I thought it turned off and it didn't. I don't know. Rainbow's abundance, and I just love rainbows anyways. They make me fucking happy, you know? Happy, happy, joy, joy. The zebra, and it's a rainbow, which is kind of funny. I keep saying, free the horse and stuff like that. But I've said this before, especially medically speaking, people always look for the horse when they should be looking for the zebra. It's like, think outside the box. Think outside the box. Think outside of yourself. Because, especially medically speaking, it's always a routine. Oh, it's always this, it's always that. It's not always anything. It's like, okay, we'll do the routine things. Obviously, that's not it, because you keep doing the same fucking thing over and over. Can't figure it out. Let's take a different approach. Look into something else. You know what I mean? Like, doctors don't do that anymore. People don't do that anymore. It's like doing the same thing over and over and over is the definition of insanity, especially if you're expecting change, which is probably why I've been changing up the way that I deliver messages and stuff. What does that mean? I keep doing sign language, and I don't know sign language. I really don't. Is that a sign language? Whatever. I'm going to have to look sign language up, because I keep doing it, because I lost my voice. That's so fucking weird. I'm telling you, Spirit does it for me, because I literally don't know sign language, and I don't know military talk and crap, and I was talking about all that crap too, which is funny. I kept saying, the eagle's flying. Oh, the eagle landed. I have a lighter that has an eagle with an American flag on it, and I have one that I just got the other day that has the star, like the star card, and they're together right now, actually. Well, they were together. They're still in the same vicinity. I don't know. I don't know. They were together, and now they're like, I don't know. They're lighters, but it's the symbolism in it all. I don't even know where I was going with that. I got sidetracked, apparently. But anyways, I'm going to pull just... It was like the same time I stopped the other video. So 44. 4, 4. 8. Visions. 8. Oh, you want me to do that? Okay. So, I was asking about a love situation before I even sat down to do this. Before I even did my makeup and stuff, I'm like, fuck forget. So these are the cards that came out because I put them back in the same order for some reason, probably for this reason. Was Visions, which has to do with psychic hits and abilities and spirit communication and dreams as well. Dreams. These dreams go on when I close my eyes. Shared dreams. There's at least one dream, potentially in a cemetery, that you shared with this person. They never told you. Or maybe they don't remember. They remember. Listening. This person's listening. And there's a difference between hearing and listening. And I feel like it's almost like I was being heard before, but not listened to. Because if you actually listen, you hear more. Like, I don't know, you get more information. That's what I was talking about with like interrogators and stuff, paying attention to liars and just like, I don't know, body, everything. Pay attention to everything. Like my father said, he's very wisdomous. I'm just saying. He said, we have 2 eyes and 2 ears and 1 mouth. So it's like I said this with the owl. You see everything. You feel everything. You hear everything. But you don't say much. So it's almost like gaining all the information and only saying so much. Which is what I've been doing. But I don't know. It's everything he said is making sense. We're connected. We just are. High Priestess of Spirit, yes. There's strong spiritual connection here in a love sense, but also friends and family and other people. And that's not just in my situation. There are 5. I keep saying 5 too. There are 5 regulars of mine that are not related to me. I mean, there's more. Oh, there's 7 total then. That's where 7's coming in partially. There's 5 strangers basically, because I don't know you personally. I feel you. But anyways, that have been following me for a long time. And this same energy pertains to you. Not the warning messages and the scary stuff, but when I'm talking about spirituality and your visions, and I've been trying to teach you guys how to hone your gifts. And I feel like a lot of you are actually working with you're working with your intuition a lot more than you did before, potentially because of some of the things I'm saying, which is amazing. And if that's the truth, I'm so glad, because that's the purpose here. I want you guys to be able to listen to yourselves and not have to seek guidance from me or from anyone, because SOS, because you can do it on your own. You already know. The answers are within. And that confuses a lot of people, especially if they're not fully enlightened, because they go, well, I don't know, because I'm all confused, because that's your ego. And it's hard to let go of your ego. It fucking is. And then we have the High Priestess of Air, which is spirit communication. But it's also just communication, which is what I'm doing right now. Communication is going to be coming in because of spirit. Because someone's listening to themselves. Because they're listening to their heart. Because there's a lot of love here. Oh, there's another orb. I just heard I love you to the moon and back. What is that? You hang. He says, she says you hung the stars, but to me you hung the galaxy. Something like that. It's a new beginning. It's a 10. It's like when one thing ends, another begins. This person's been hiding their feelings. Yeah, they've been trying to stay very stoic and strong, like, I don't feel this, I don't see this, whatever. But I feel like it's for a good reason. I just heard it's because you're fucking weird. And that could have been the reason, or that is the reason. And if this pertains to me, it pertains to some of you guys too, because in a love situation, multiple, yeah. Especially if you're very spiritual, because I'm talking to those 5 people. I'm technically talking to 6, because the 7th one's my father, and he understands this, so he can listen, but he don't need the advice, basically. Because he's been giving me the damn advice, whether he knows it or not, he knows it. But, anyways, what the fuck was I saying? You sidetracked my ass, I'm just saying. Oh, you're fucking weird. So, the people I'm talking to, besides the sixth one, are very spiritual, and you're enlightened. Like, you're enlightening. Like, I don't know, you're growing, you're ascending spiritually. This is spirit. Christmas in Maine is making me think of. It makes me, oh, we did sign language in that one. I start talking, I go off into another subject. This is how I legit talk. Like, I'll start a topic, I'll tell you 10 fucking things, and then I'll finish what I was saying. I do that all the time. Anyways, Christmas in Maine, apparently. We're weird, okay? And I know I've been called crazy and weird and eccentric and I don't fucking know whatever else. I don't really care because you know what? I'm proud to be weird. I've always said this. I am wonderfully weird. And that's a beautiful fucking thing. You want to know why it's beautiful? Because there ain't no motherfucker out there like me. I am the only one. Jessica is the only Jessica. You know what I mean? And you are the only you and whatever. So be you. Be true to you. Do you, boo. What makes you feel good? What makes you fucking happy? If it makes you happy to yodel, go fucking do it. You know? If you want to wear a kilt, go fucking do it. If, like, I don't know. I'm just naming stuff. I don't know what the kilt thing came in. Did my dad say something about a fucking kilt? He did. Anyways. I don't know. It's like stepping outside the box, outside of social norms. People, society is so used to, this is what's expected of you. You know, you're supposed to look a certain way. You're supposed to dress a certain way. You're supposed to act a certain way. You got to live your life a certain way. You got to do this. You got to have this type of job because you're a man or because you're a woman. It's a woman's place to be in a fucking kitchen. Well, that's where the knives are, motherfucker. And I ain't making no fucking sandwiches. Just saying. I don't know why I said that. But it's true, I'm not threatening anyone, but I ain't making no sandwiches. So, moving on. It's okay to be different. It's just we don't want to be judged because everyone's so afraid to be themselves. They gotta be the Stepford fucking bullshit like robots. What's the fun in that? It's not fun at all, actually. And I would rather live and thrive than just survive. And not being myself and not having a good time and being wonderfully weird is boring. It's fucking boring. And I'm not doing that anymore. And I also want to say, if you're full of shit, if you're going to lie to my face, if you're going to bring some fuck shit my way, be prepared to have your ass outed. Because if I don't do it, spirit will. Especially if you mean me harm. That's the only reason why anything was ever said. And if people would have made different choices a lot sooner, they were warned. Not by me either. None of this shit would have came out. But I'm glad that it did because I think I needed to know, even though I didn't want to know. But it's almost like it would have been brushed under the rug if someone just would have said goodbye. If you would have just walked out the door. None of this would have happened. Yeah, and I've got all these messages, and I kept saying, the texts and calls have purpose, and they do, which I found out that some people have been trying to get a hold of me. My messages are getting redirected somewhere. I don't know where the fuck they're going, but I'm not getting my phone calls. I'm getting certain calls from certain people. But my grandfather tried to call. I have no missed calls. My mother actually tried to call or message me, couldn't get a hold of me. She had to reach me on Messenger. She thought my phone was off, which it was going to be off because my kid's father told me that I can't be trusted. I'm a drug addict. Even though I'm not, I keep saying that over and over, but he keeps mentioning that I spend money on drugs when I don't. So it's almost like he's trying to line something up. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but it's pissing me off because he knows I'm not doing anything. Everyone who knows me knows. But, so he's basically saying I don't pay the bills, I can't be trusted, I'm a shitty mother, my kids are pissed at me. Even though they're not, I was just talking to them. Which actually, when I was talking to my daughter, I wasn't really talking to my daughter because I'm not stupid. I was talking to Joan, his mother. I know I was. Because I know my daughter and I know how she talks. And she said something like, what was it? I have an understanding of what's going on. I've been filled in. That's an adult thing to say. A 14-year-old girl, 15, whatever, is not going to talk like that. Plus, I know my fucking children because I raised them. I talk to them all the damn time. I know their mannerisms. I know how they speak. I know how they text. I'm not a fucking idiot. So yeah, I wasn't talking to Emma. I know that. So I figured that out. And then he's sending all these fucking messages, told me, oh, he gave me an ultimatum after I told him to get the fuck out of my house 4 times. He gave me the ultimatum and said, either you leave, pack your shit and go, or I'm gonna go, and if I go, then you can't pay for this place, you can't fucking afford it, because I'm not giving you a fucking penny. That's what he said. It was in writing, multiple times actually. The door's slamming. I don't know if he can hear me. No, he can't. Not yet. But anyways, there was that. And then, when I called my father yesterday to let him know, it was later in the afternoon because I was, waking up and everything, to let him know that everything was good and I wanted to explain what had happened and whatever. So I made the call. I know my calls are being monitored. They can't be recorded unless I'm near Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or I don't know how it works, something like that. But I was disconnected from all that crap and I was way, way away from the house. So it couldn't be recorded. But it could still be listened into. I don't know how this shit fucking works. But anyways, I was talking to my dad, and then, I'm not even kidding you, my kid's father never calls me. Never. And the second I hung up with my father, he called immediately. This guy's an idiot. Like, he doesn't know how to plan. I didn't say that, but it's true. So anyways, he calls me and I answer, and he's bringing up the fucking conversation that he's already sent me, and I was honest. And I'm like, why are you calling me a drug addict? Why are you saying all these things? Why are you doing all this to me? I already told you to leave. Why are you giving me an ultimatum? And then I heard a woman, and I'm like, who's in the background? He's like, no one or someone. And I'm like, well, I think I deserve to know if I'm being listened into. You're recording this. I just knew he was, and somebody else was listening. Some fucking woman. I don't know if it was his mother. I don't know who it was. Probably, but I'm not sure. I really don't know. He wouldn't tell me. And then I was like, okay. And then he hung up on me. You can't tell me that ain't fucking weird. But anyways, it's just, that's why I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not answering anyone because, for one, some of you, I ain't getting your messages or calls or anything. I don't know where they're going. And for others, they read it's all being read. Everything I do on my phone can be seen. So, I just don't talk. I mean, if it's something stupid, I don't care. Like, whatever, read it all you fucking want. But if it's about something serious, I ain't saying it on there. I'm not doing it. It's just really weird how he goes from not talking to me at all to bombarding me with all this bullshit. It's like trying to paint a shitty picture of me. And I don't care what picture anyone paints. The people who know the truth, that's all that matters, because I'm not going to sit here and defend myself and tell you that I'm not this and I'm not that and I'm not whatever. I know what I am and what I'm not. And anyone who believes the bullshit doesn't belong. And they can go away. Because I don't need you in my life. I don't need anyone. I really don't need anyone. There are people I want in my life. I want my children in my life. I want them to be happy and healthy and successful. I want them to make better choices. I want my mom in my life because I love her so much and she has been my rock, even though we've had some issues that maybe we need to talk about, and I think we already have. I just winked. And my dad and Diane, all water under the bridge. The past is the past. I want that new start. I love you both. And there are other people I want in my life too, but I don't know if they belong. It all boils down to a choice and action. And if that's not taken, then that person definitely doesn't belong. And that's their fucking deal. 1111. And that person knows who they are. Yes, yes, they do. They're walking hand in hand. I don't know why the hell I just looked at that. But anyways, that's all I'm going to do for now. But just know that I am actually in a really good mood today. I'm feeling amazing. Yeah, like I still got the voice thing, but like I said, it's getting better. And you can tell, like, with the other video that I'm going to upload, my voice was lower in that one because I did it last night. And I just am slowly getting better. And I'm telling you, it's in the life water. It just is. And I'm not letting this out of my sight. No one's fucking touching my water. So, I don't know. I was going to say something else, but yeah. I'm really happy. I love life. I don't want to leave this earth. Not anytime fucking soon, anyways, because it's exciting. Life just started happening, is what it feels like. It almost feels like I've been asleep this entire time, and then I don't think that's me. It kind of is, in a sense. I don't know. It's almost like, I don't know. When your eyes are open to new experiences and just the beauty, like nature and stuff, you see things so differently. And it makes everything beautiful. You know? Life is beautiful. Isn't life beautiful? Life is comical. Isn't life comical? Yes, it can be shitty, but that's just a blip in the map. You know what I mean? That's that song by Little Peep. Little Peepers. Anyways, I love you guys, and I will be back. And I did hear, like, from Spirit, things will be changing, like the way that I read. I mean, oh, there's Dad. Not my dad. Yeah, things will be changing. The way that I read will be changing. Wait, is he here now? That was him talking. That mofo. That mofo. Yeah, because my voice was getting better. He's a sneaky mofo. He really is. That's my friend's dad. He's been around me. Like I said, he hugged me, he held me, he kept me warm. And he's actually kept a lot of the pain away when, I don't want to get into the details, like I said, but the physical pain that I was in because of shit, because of the bullshit, he was keeping it away from me. Like, basically, he was masking my pain because it was really severe. Like, I probably wouldn't be here. Like, because you can go into shock when you're in that much pain. Because I had a slipped rib. I don't even know if it was broken or not from being bear hugged and picked up. And so I had a lot of injuries, a lot. And I was like, where the fuck are all these injuries coming from? Like, I wasn't doing anything. But I don't want to talk about that. But anyways, he was protecting me from that. And I know that he was protecting me because I was also protecting my friend. But it's more than that. But yeah, that was him talking this entire fucking time. I'm telling you, they pop in the weirdest ways sometimes just to get the information out. He probably knew I wouldn't have said all that. That's probably what it was. Anyways, whatever. But moving on. Oh, he's coming back, isn't he? Because my burps. No, don't come back. Not yet. Anyways, I love you guys. I know I sound weird when I do that, but it is what it is. Invisible. It's like, just because you can't see me doesn't mean I'm not here. That sounds creepy. But that's how spirit is. Oh, I just saw an orb. I love you guys. Peace.